That's why I said we're open to moving the date if you're available.
We can just keep kind of
Okay.
advancing those two together.
What are we doing now?
These walls.
Okay.
Nice, that was definitely better.
I've been working on that on my own, and you know, when I come around and I do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm sorry. Come back around and I go 1, 2, 3, and
You know what, I think
I
that,
keep working on it, but several times I'll come out like this, or when I come like
Right.
You're trying to think of the last one goes down, but they're both up anyway, and you're like,
this. Well, no, I'm not
which
trying
one
to
was
think about
last
it. I'm trying to just get the muscle memory, and so I'm coming around, and then I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3.
The last
Yeah.
one.
1, 2, 3, and then, and
Yeah.
I don't know on that. And
The-
it kind of forced me leading with her too on that, and I think I've straightened it out a little bit. For some reason, coming out of this, I think it was, if I understood it right, I step and then one's a little bit behind the other. You said something about a little bit of a
Both come
diagonal.
up and the last one goes down.
But
Right.
somehow I found I was tending to, I was tending to lead it by going sort of like this, going way over here.
Right.
Something by diagonal.
yeah. So if we just did the change steps going, we're gonna, actually,
Back into it.
should I have you
Leads
do?
into it, preceding one.
Yeah, so let's do the left foot change step.
Okay.
So if you did, let's say you just did the reverse turn, and you came around to here, and you're gonna do left foot change. Now, actually, I'm gonna just have us do just change steps for a second.
Okay, so I do step over a bit.
Yeah, there is some side to it. And I was gonna say that I noticed that yours was kind of going too much forward, and if it's going too much forward, it's gonna be harder to wanna change weight.
Okay, because for some reason I misunderstood what I was looking at in the video. I
Oh,
was
got
thinking that I was going diagonally too much and I was trying to straighten it out, so.
Okay. I'm trying to remember if that was, I mean, that could have been, and then we got it too straight. That could have been that you were, yeah. So if we did change step to here. Now let's just do another change step in the same direction with the right foot. In fact, let's just go down the floor for a second.
Okay.
And just practice the change steps, because these you can do in regular waltz too. So if a left foot change step means it's leading off with the left foot. Right foot change step leads off with the right. Left foot change step leads off with the left. Right foot change step leads off with the right. Left, so you can see the pattern. I continue to alternate. We'll just turn around and go this way. So one more time, left foot. Right foot. Left foot. The key is that we just keep alternating feet. Yeah.
Okay, I bring it just a little bit behind, so there's a little bit of a, okay, so that I can,
Now, you're only going to do one of those. You're not going to keep doing them over and over. Although you could, actually, for American Viennese waltz, you could just do these down the floor if you wanted to just go straight down the floor. Yeah.
okay, but that would be good because I can do that to work on the muscle memory.
And you're doing just the natural opposite. You're going back with the right foot to the side, back with the left. Right.
It seems easy enough. My whole thing is when we're turning to remember to put the last foot down.
Right.
Third sequence in the change
Sometimes-
step because we do this way, that way, that
Right.
way. And someplace in there she gets caught.
Now, let's go ahead and put it into, we'll do the reverse turn, the left foot change step, the natural turn, right foot change step, or left turn, change step, right turn,
So we go
change
all
step.
the way through.
Yeah, the one that, yeah. So if we start off here, we do the left, and then left foot change step, right turn, and right up. So you should be turning all the way around to here. Yeah. Let me do that one more time because I didn't catch when I lost you there. So we'll go this way. Yeah, yeah. So reverse or left turn. Left foot change step. Right turn. Ah, yeah, right there, huh? And then right foot change step. Yeah.
Okay, let me try that one. And you want to see the front here and just kind of do it backwards?
Now, let me do that with you one time and then we'll put you together.
Yeah.
So if we go here. It's a little harder actually to get all the way around each
Yeah.
other
Well,
when you're
'cause you-
farther away. Whoop,
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
because you're on the outside.
yeah.
Really wide.
Yeah, it's hard to get around. Unless you don't try to stay in front of each other, like if you do it one more time.
Right, I was thinking if she's still
Yeah.
offset and just
Yep,
mimic.
yep.
Okay, so.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that'd be much easier than trying to get around each other.
I have a very quick question.
Yeah.
What time you done?
4.
4. Would you mind waiting 10 minutes if I'm not back?
Yeah, no worries.
It's okay.
Yeah, we started a few minutes late anyway, so I think maybe, yeah, so that's perfect.
Almost.
Gotta make it all the way around.
Yeah, because consistently going to drop that foot.
He's facing this way or the other way?
This way. And for foxtrot, we face diagonal center. Okay, so. Stop before we ran out of camera feed there.
Yeah, that's coming along. And it's definitely more difficult in this dance, right, than some of the other things that you've done, especially when you do it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we try one more time here and see where we need to go. Now we're doing okay. Okay, so.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, there, that was the most you've done it since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we got all the way around.
Yeah.
So it's feeling more comfortable. Okay, so I see what I'm trying to do on that.
Do you want to do a little bit of music?
Sure.
You want to try it? Okay. Oh, shoot.
You know what? I found a YouTube site that is like, it's a whole
Just-
bunch of Viennese waltzes with a bunch of photos of in Vienna and stuff. But
Those are super fast, to let you know. Those are.
some of them are very slow too.
Oh, there were some?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were just all kind of the flashy costumes and stuff like that, but kind of oriented towards that period. But the music varied. There was some Blue Danube and some stuff kind of slow, and then some stuff that really picked up the speed. But there were some nice slow ones in there.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
so-
I'm going to either burn a CD or bring you somehow on a.
Oh yeah, or I'll try to remember to bring a fly stripe, and then you could just bring it to follow.
We'll use that one again.
Yeah.
And I'll just put my whole playlist on it.
Yeah, so somebody do that for me. They were all Windows playlists. I can't play them on anything.
Oh, you can only do Windows?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do Windows. Oh, okay, yeah, I have Mac.
Okay. No, this is Tango.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I didn't bring the other foot down, and I got backwards.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me give you a starting. I don't have to take the music off.
I'm trying to listen.
But sometimes to just start off here is a little, so if you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then go, right? So that gives you a little bit of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Instead of having to start right off with moving right at her. So then you start to feel the beat together. Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And you know, if you find yourself losing the timing just a bit, going into those hesitations, kind of like what we were doing,
Okay.
or you can do the forward and back. You can go to all 4 directions or any 2. I can do the forward and back or the side to side. So let's say we're dancing along and you realize, whoop, I'm losing time or I forget what to do next. You know, you can do these, you can do the side to side and then pick it back up. But see how, so adding those in, really useful, or if somebody gets in the way,
Yeah.
you know, when you're out there at the dances, and then you can just kind of stall, and then the spot opens up, you can go again.
See how it's supposed to be? But yeah, that'll be helpful because in a couple of those I got to a place I came around, I wasn't really sure where I was, so then I can kind of reset without stopping. Okay.
And the other thing is when you're doing those right turns, it's easy to turn off of each other. And what I mean by that is, so she's standing on my right side. If I turn, now she's standing on my left side, right? So to keep this, and if I just kind of do my feet around, to keep, as we're rotating, that it doesn't do that.
Because then when I step in, if she steps back, I'm
Yeah.
stepping on her right foot, even if her left foot's going back. Okay, I see.
So it's supposedly easier to turn to the right and move towards the lady. That's why they call it the natural turn, I was saying in international. But it is easier to shift the bodies out of position also.
Okay.
You know, so if I have to keep my right side in front of your side, as I'm dancing, if I'm doing the ladies' part or the man's part, it's the same. I'm going to continue to try to monitor that this stays here, so I don't let it end up. It's not that much difference really from there to there, but now our feet are, yeah, so I've got to keep here the whole time, right side to right side.
Right.
Okay.
So that's it, you know, that's becomes, it's important on all the dances, but really important when you're moving really fast, and you know, that feet would get all tangled up if you're not keeping that awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So going around to the right, even going to the left, if I'm going to the left, it's easy to do this.
Yes.
And then you get just going to the right, it's easy to get, yeah. So that's the tricky part, is maintaining. So the whole time when I was dancing with you, so as I start off here, I know my right side is right in front of the right, and I'm watching it as I go around. So if I did, you see, I just did a little bit of extra turn, and then off we go.
Yeah. And I find myself there a lot.
Yeah. And so it's something that you both have to consider the whole time as you're dancing. And it takes, you know, finding out which things do you tend to over rotate, you know, so, and whoever is going forward is on the outside of the turn. I've talked about that before. Whoever's going back is on the inside. So the person on the inside has to kind of slow down their rotation. So if I'm going around you and you turn too fast, that's going to happen. So I have to be able to, and the same thing for you when you come around. If I turn faster than you can get around, then we just shift out of position. And then it'll make the next thing that much harder. Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely improvement this time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see, this isn't even a waltz. I'm not sure why this is on my playlist. I mean, it's a waltz, but not a Viennese waltz. Let's see, that's a little faster too. I'm going to go back to this one. I think that's the slowest one I have on here.
I really like that one, practice. So if I get a copy of it, it would be super.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, you know what? There was one thing I was going to say, and I forgot. When you're doing the right turn, and this is happening because it's a little harder to get around each other. So when you did the left foot change step, and you come around to the right, ideally this will come into this angle, so then you can keep going and move down the floor again. So sometimes it's not making it all the way around yet, and I'll do that one with you. And it's getting to here and kind of going back this way against traffic.
Oh, you do go back?
Well, that's what you were doing a little bit. So you want to get all the way here so that you can keep going with traffic. And I think by yourself you were doing it fine. So as you come around here, whoop, and now we're going into the change step. It goes at this angle. Now I'm going to do this, get all the way around to backing line of dance, then back up all the way around to diagonal center. So our feet are on this diagonal. Stepping with your right foot now. There you go. Right foot, change step, and then you're ready to go back into the left again.
Oh, okay. So I pick up the angle and then I just...
Yeah. So sometimes you see you're kind of turning, and you'll be able to see that on the video if you watch that. It ended up going this way. Now, if you're at a corner, which kind of you are here, you know, so you kind of end up going a little bit more back and forward. So if I'm coming around here and I want to go off this way, I can underturn it if I want to move in this direction. But probably you'll still be going down the floor. So if you do...
I was looking at this coming out, and then my next one would be lined up this way, but the step prior
Yeah.
has me lined up.
So if you do the left turn,
Okay.
change step, come all the way around to there,
Whoops.
up
And then back, right?
to here.
And then stay. Okay, and then...
Now
Okay.
let's back up and do that one more time.
Okay.
So getting around, and that's where I was talking about, it's a little bit harder to maintain the body position there.
Right.
And then if one of us turns away, it makes it real hard to get around.
Okay.
Yeah, so right there, let me do that one more time from the change step where you go forward with the left foot.
Okay.
Whoop, and this foot will come forward.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, do you see right there, and this is tendency, whenever you turn to the right, the natural thing to want to do is turn your head over here to see where you're going. So if I'm standing on this side and you turn your head over here to see where you're going,
Right, it turns me.
it shifts the body position, and then I can't stay over here and we
Right.
can't get around each other. So it's like you have blinders. You can't go past my head.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Change step. Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that one more time. That was the best one.
Peripheral vision anyway.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that seemed like it helped you to change your weight too when you came all the way around there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure if I stay this way, because my weight's going to be a lot different if I go like this.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm always feeling like I'm not in, like even if I lean back, I'm not getting the full,
Well, I noticed
The full connection of his,
yeah, like
like you can keep pushing back and nothing's there.
him to really,
Hold you.
yeah.
But, so let me borrow,
like I'm
let me
pushing
just see
away.
one more time how,
Because I thought it was supposed to be soft but not moving. So.
right. Ah, much better. Yeah, that was a good
Thank
one. You know, actually, for me, it felt really good because if he holds me any tighter, like, then it's hard to move back out of his way, especially when it's fast. So, you know, if I do you see how that kind of, now try to move backwards as I'm holding you in. And that's what I find most men hold too tight. But you might be wanting to feel that, do you see it's more tone? Okay, so now I feel like you're pushing too hard on my arm.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then I feel like I want to, if you push back into that, then I want to pull you back to me.
Okay.
So you're going to be the man for a second. And you're just going to put your hand just like that. And I'm going to go into your hand, but mostly I want the connection here. Now, if I go,
Okay.
do you see what? Now you've got to put a lot of pressure to try to hold me into you, and you're going to pull me tighter, and it's going to pull me into you. So having more, it's more that there's an even connection between all of these points. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but if you measured the pounds of pressure, or ounces or whatever it would be, between, if you put your hand here, how much pressure there is here, and how much pressure there is here. We want to try to keep that the same. So if there is more pressure here or more pressure there, then it throws everything off balance. So if I'm doing the man now, and if I'm going, you feel there's more pressure here. So I'm going to try to even out the pressure so it feels balanced all over. And I'm not going to try to pull you in towards me, and you're not going to try to pull yourself away. So I'm just, it's more, again, what I'm doing to myself, that you can feel that, than me doing it to you, which a lot of guys do that. They, and once you know how to move yourself, it's really constricting if they hold you in, because you're trying to move out of the way, and they're moving at you, and you're, you know, it just feels like it's hard to get away.
Because I'm trying to do the thing, you know, if I hold my arm really strong, it's hard for you to move it,
Yeah.
you know, but if I totally relax it, you still can't move it. You know, I can totally relax it.
Right.
Yeah,
and a lot of times, so for the man, what I think about doing is that if I put the tone in my arms, but it's not so stiff that, this is a good test, if I can still move my fingers, but again, I can't, there's still enough tone where I'm not. So if I had you be the lady for a second so you can feel it from the other side.
Okay.
So I have a lot of tone in my arms. Here's more pressure here, more pressure here.
Right.
Try to be even. And again, the tone is, I'm not doing it to you, right? I can wiggle those fingers instead of hands are tight and pulled in.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always good to feel from the opposite, right? Because then you kind of know, how do you know how to be a good leader if you don't know what it feels like to follow? And if you don't know what it, you know, just to kind of reverse those to understand, you know, what the other person is experiencing.
Okay.
I should watch what I'm asking for.
Yeah, right. But you want that tone, you want to feel his tone, so it's not kind of like loose and changing all the way, that it's feels like it's going to stay the same. And that's the one thing you can count on being consistent throughout the whole dance, is that there is always a frame.
Okay. So I wanted to review that continuity ending again a little bit, make sure I'm doing the 4 steps right.
Okay.
And then we were doing coming out of the
Let me take this off since we're not doing the, okay.
what do we call this?
The impetus turn?
Impetus turn.
Yeah.
We were doing where we came like this and did a syncopation.
Uh-huh.
And we either went right into something else or did that, and then we came out in promenade and did came across and then we
Did a syncopation on the other side, yeah.
syncopation on the side. Step
Was that foxtrot timing or waltz timing?
It's waltz.
Okay. Because you can do it in both dances. I was trying to remember which ones you guys did it
Which
with.
just really confuses me too, because
Yeah.
I slipped from one.
It was 1 and 2, 3 was the timing you guys were using with her, right? 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3.
Right, yeah, slow, quick, yeah, and the slow being 2 counts, 1 and.
Oh, so you're doing it foxtrot, slow, quick? Slow and quick?
It's waltz.
Waltz. So 1 and 2, 3.
Okay, yeah, 1
Yeah.
and 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, want to do it?
Yeah.
One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and, oh, okay, sorry, that's your That's just your regular one, not the syncopated one. You just want to work on that continuity ending?
No, I know what you said. That's what we're working on with continuity, and you have to keep going back for 4 steps, and I have to go forward.
And that would be the same in waltz or foxtrot too?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Just give it a count.
Two. Whoop. Little beanies there. You got that beanies going.
To go right there. Okay, so.
1, high. 1, 2, 3.
Going to do this. Okay. I'll get it. I'll get it. I know. My body knows how to do this once you figure it out. Let's try and do it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Now, as you do those 3 steps at the end.
Towards the end there, I had arms stretched out.
Yeah. And so, because you were in promenade position, so as you take those 3 steps, the first step you'll be here, and then the second step here, and then the third step here. So you can see how this starts to move back into position.
So did I leave her in promenade
Yeah.
all the way? So I need to get her to outside partner, but still leave her on that step. Okay. Try that again, and we'll work in the syncopation.
One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. Yeah. So she was like, hey, what are we doing there?
Oh, his arm went in.
Yeah,
He
I was
was,
trying to get it.
he brought it like this to get me in.
So when you're in this promenade position, let's just say we just landed here in promenade. What will eventually be the way that you turn her in is through the swing up. I think we were talking about that swing up, and that kind of turns her back in. But until you get that swing, it tends to sometimes be a little bit more with the arms.
Oh, okay.
But ideally, the swing, you see kind of, then the more I can get that happening through sort of underneath, the less I have to do with the upper body. So that's what you want to, if I don't have that swing, and so we just landed here, then the tendency is that I just turn it here. And you can see what happens, like I'm out of position, because it rotates us too far. But if I get the swing,
Yeah, so smooth.
so I'm letting that, and that all comes with getting used to putting the leg out. You can see my foot's there before the body, so as I take this step, I'm swinging underneath the feet and legs under, preceding the body. In the beginning, everybody does, you know, they take, you see the body almost precedes the feet, or they go at the same time. And then, so then if that happens, the only thing I can do is use the arms to turn the lady. So what we'll shoot for is, so you landed here, is when we step through from this step, and it's going to happen, the swing always happens going from the 1 to the 2. So this was 1, and I'm going to swing, yeah, and you can see how that tends to, and that just kind of swings her up and around into that position. Yep, so here's 1 with the right foot again. 1, 2, 3. And so the footwork on that is 1 is a heel, 2 is going to be on the ball of the foot or toe only, and then the last one toe and then lower into the whole foot. Then I'm ready to go with a heel again for 1. Yeah. So getting the idea of that, you know, the sooner you start to get the idea of that, You know, a lot of people just learn it through the twisting, and then it's hard to break that habit.
Just do that one move.
Yeah, let me just, I'm just going to step back and come around.
Yeah, that was already better, wasn't it? Yeah.
Except I got her, yeah.
Now, so what I noticed is it's easy to let this arm get over here. And so I'm going to try to watch that my elbows, do you see how it stays in line with my shoulder? Now, do you see how it comes around? So when you do that last part where you did the impetus turn, it's easy for this to happen. Do you see how it's, now I got a long way to go to bring her back around. Yeah. So when I'm doing this part, do you see how if I stop right here, how I haven't let that go, so it's still in line? So now to swing that back, I don't have so far to go, but if it's over here, I gotta bring it all the way back around. So that getting used to not letting this come away from your shoulder. And that, again, keeps that nice frame that she can rely on. And you're going to actually be stepping on the outside of his foot right here when you step forward. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Oh, okay. Because you got to.
That makes it actually easier to get around. Yeah. There you go. Now stop right here. Yeah, so that's better. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that feels better.
And so I'm always trying to keep this hand from getting across the body. So it's always staying. So if I'm in closed position, let me do it towards the camera, it's here, all the way here. Outside partner, when you're stepping on the outside of her foot, it's a little bit more, but if you notice where it turned from, it didn't do.
Yeah.
So I turn the upper body just a little bit more than the hips, and it's here. Promenade, it's just a little bit more. So again, if it's closed position, outside partner, promenade, back to close. So nothing's changing through here, ideally, in the perfect dance world.
Take a few minutes to try that syncopation. We're just going to go to the other.
1, 2, 3, 1. One, 2, 3, 1, and 2.
Well, you shouldn't have to because I should be bringing you around to do it. So
1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, 3, 1, and 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, so you did 2 of those in the front, which you can do, right. And then, so I think the pattern that we did, same one we did last week, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, 3. Then you come around her. Then it's 1 and 2, 3, and then your impetus turn, and then that swing up ending.
So I go in back on that one. All right.
Yeah.
So I can finish that one in this turn to come out.
Yeah. So you just kind of stick those in between. You're opening up this pattern and adding those in. And they're different. Like this first one, we both cross in front. So we're here. We both go in front, behind. So we're both doing that. Then when I come around you, you're going in front and I'm going behind. You're going behind, I'm going in front. So that is actually more of a grapevine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The other one is like more of a fall away grapevine where we're both.
right. So on this first one, I think I was trying to go like this and then do it, but I should actually be what I saw. If I saw it right, was that I should actually be a little bit more like this as I step. and then come out into promenade.
And what makes it easy too is that on your left foot, when you were showing me that, I'm gonna just go on the ball of the foot. So I'm gonna go 1 and 2, 3. So this was heel, toe, 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 heel. And that's how I can do that moving through there quicker. So you did heel, toe, 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 and that's where I dropped the heel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's not one where you just are like parallel and come back because you want this foot to...
Yeah, and the reason you get that little bit of turn is so that you can get your foot, so you're not having to like hook around behind, so you can get your foot past.
And then then when you twist your hips to straighten out...
Whoop, but we'll go with the other foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
So here you've got less...
Yep, so let's just say you landed in promenade here, and you're gonna step across with your right foot, and it's heel, toe, 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 heel. So you're right, I'm turning so that, do you see, I give myself space to get around there.
Okay.
Now, because we're still connected, I can't turn too much with the upper body, so if I overturn with the feet,
That's your phone?
up. See, it limits me how far, or else I get all twisted up over here.
Right.
So you'll know when you get sort of to the end of the rope there, you can't really rotate anymore.
Okay.
But if I don't turn my feet and if I do this, so here's the difference if I just go. Now you do the impetus turn and come out.
Okay, got it. Okay. So we can put those together.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And you don't have to put them together. I mean, she's introducing them to give you that variety. You could do one without the other. You know, you could always do your regular twinkle, come around her, do the grapevine to the right, this is called, and then come out without doing the first part.
And you can do the first part as many times as you want.
Yep, and you don't necessarily have to do the second part. Those are all just components that and it's nice that she put them in an order because it gets you used to thinking of both things.
Right, so you have a pattern. For
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
So, good, that's what I want, because I just wanted to see it styled some more. I can look at it as well.
Plus, we're
'Cause
doing it in a group setting, and then it's better when everybody does the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's changing partners,
Yeah.
we know.
But in the group setting, she can't watch everybody at once. So
Right.
if you know.
Yeah.
So, okay, good,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hey, good job. All right, Vinnie's